how the hell did you come up with the name The Critical Drinker?
Well, I guess I've got a well-known fondness for alcohol, so that was a good start. And I guess I was basing it around this idea of critical thinking when it comes to reviewing movies. So rather than being the critical thinker, I was like, well, I'll be the critical drinker instead. And it just seemed to roll off the tongue. So I thought, okay, that'll work.
That's fantastic. And this was born out of your absolute hatred for Hollywood, I'm assuming.
Not, I guess what it's turned into, because really, as a kid, like we all did, I grew up watching Hollywood movies, and you
Right.
know, for me, growing up in a little town in Scotland, there wasn't an awful lot to do. So movies became like one of the things that kept you entertained, and it was like a passport to like new worlds, and the most fantastical things you could imagine could be made real on screen, and it was great. And it was only the last 4, 5, 6 years that it started to change. And obviously there's trends in Hollywood and things go in and out of fashion, but really that's when I started to notice a change in what was being shown, and the way movies were written and the quality of them. It had really started to go downhill, and it started to get very preachy, and really started to push a lot of things into it that nobody really wanted. And that people watched movies to escape from all of that sort of thing, and suddenly they were being confronted with it again and again and being lectured to in films, and it just really started to get me down about movies. It started to kind of affect my kind of enthusiasm for film, and it got to the point where I thought, I'd really like to talk about this, and I'd like to
Right.
address some of these problems and explain why they're problems, and try and make sense of it, and try and contrast that with older movies that did this sort of thing so much better. And that's where my channel was kind of born from.